for joining me today. I'm Colleen Klimczak. I'm an organizational and productivity coach and a certified professional organizer. I own Peace of Mind Professional Organizing, LLC. Since 2003, I've been helping my clients live better lives through organizing and organizational and productivity coaching. I support my clients and my community with coaching, in-person and virtual organizing, my weekly podcast called Your Organized Life with Colleen Klimczak, a free weekly virtual productivity session called Finish Line Friday, a free weekly email newsletter, and regular content on Facebook and Instagram. I also offer presentations and professional development to groups and companies. And coming soon, I will be launching a membership circle to support my community with even more coaching and productivity content. Want to finish strong this week? Join me for Finish Line Friday every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central for a 2-hour productivity session. Drop me an email at colleen@peaceofmindpo.com to request my Zoom room link or follow the Zoom room link on my Instagram or Facebook pages. Welcome to Your Organized Life, episode 160. So this is coming out the last week or two of December, and I just want you to know, I just want to direct you to hop over to my website sometime soon and check out my presentations, my events page. I have 11 presentations on deck for 2026, just January so far. So it is very likely that I am coming to a location near you. Check that out, and I will be sharing more about that as 2026 arrives. Good news, if you are listening to this episode the week it comes out, the last full week of December, we have just experienced the winter solstice. I started writing this article and episode the second full week of December. I was driving home from a client appointment and I passed a church with a sign that said they were hosting a longest night, I'll put that in quotation marks, service on December 17th. And I found that so hopeful. And here's why. It has already been a cold and snowy winter here in Chicago. And it's not even officially winter yet. We have had record-breaking snow accumulation, which is not a record I've ever wanted to break. Many events have already been canceled or rescheduled due to winter weather, and it's only mid-December. But knowing the longest night is coming is hopeful because it reminds us that the light will start to build and return. Winter may be here for a few more months to come, but it won't be here forever. And as I drove home that day, I was hopeful. And I was grateful for the reminder that we would soon turn that dark corner towards the light. The days getting dark at 3:30 in the afternoon make me so crabby, whiny, whatever, and more often than I would like. So when I first moved to Chicago and the Central Time Zone, it was a big adjustment. And I know being cranky and whiny is a choice, and I can make a different choice, but it is easier to make a different and more positive choice when there is hope. And I realize, that fighting the natural rhythm of the seasons is silly. There are cycles, there are systems, there are the rhythm of life and the planets and all of those things. Mostly I was just thinking deep thoughts that Tuesday afternoon on my drive home, which I do that often, and that ends up as podcasts so often as well. Later that day, I was working with a coaching client, and a funny aside is that our call was at 4 p.m. that day, but it was already dark as night. This client and I were discussing her study habits and preferences as she prepares to take a big certification exam. She prefers to study in the daylight, and for her purposes, she knows that daylight is in short supply in the next month or so as she studies, and that she should plan accordingly. Her awareness of herself and what works for her is great. And the discussion prompted my sharing the hopeful longest night service sighting. And she agreed, it is hopeful. Longest, and again, that's in quotations, implies that the days will stop getting darker. We will turn the corner and the days will start to get longer. It will likely get colder in January, as it usually does, and we know the snow is not over. Winter is just getting started, but it isn't going to be getting darker anymore. I often take sunlight and warmth for granted. In summer, we have unending supplies of both, so I don't think much about them. And with my recent skin challenges, I tend to come inside on super bright days to not risk further sun damage anyway. So sunlight goes underappreciated by me until we really need it, like now. And here is the point of today. Some things go unappreciated until we really need them, right? And I've been talking about how hopeful the longest night made me. So sometimes we also need joy in addition to hope, or peace, or kindness, or compassion. Hope is a powerful substance, a positive attitude, a concept. It's intangible. You can't point at it or buy a box of it or quantify it, but we can see the effect of it. And it is a powerful thing, or event, or occurrence, or commodity, whatever we want to call it. Again, sort of like joy, or peace, or kindness, or compassion. Hope can be a powerful motivator. It can shake us loose, it can get us unstuck, and without it, things are just tougher sometimes. Similarly, things are tougher sometimes when there's a lack of joy, or peace, or kindness, or compassion. And we know that hope is where we find it. And hope is where we make it. And those are hopeful for me as well, because that means we can also likely find and create joy and peace and kindness and compassion. So, as 2025 draws to a close and we open the door to 2026, let's ask some questions this week. You know me, I love my questions. So here they are. And these are for you and for me this week. Knowing what we know, what else is there that could be a motivator? Like hope or joy or peace. What else for us has been in short supply? What else is a positive influence or aspiration in life that we can decide to pursue, finding it where it's hiding, or even creating it if it's lacking? And maybe with the turn of the seasons or the turn of the year, or the shift in daylight from darkest and now building back up again to lightest, what would you seek or even create to make 2026 the year you want it to be? Full of hope or light or joy or peace or compassion? And rest assured, I'm asking myself these same questions this time of year as well. As I reflect on 2025 and this week of the winter solstice, of note for me is that we were in Alaska for the summer solstice this year. Now, that wasn't intentional. It was just how the schedule worked out for us to travel. But there were other people who were traveling to Alaska at the same time, intentionally to celebrate the longest days of the year. The weather, we were told by, people who live there, people on the ferry, people who knew a lot more about Alaska than we did. We were told that the weather was better that weekend than it had been in all of 2025 so far. And while we were there, we had 22 and a half hours of daylight out of 24, which I was worried might be a problem for my sleep, but it was not. Our hotel room had blackout shades, and when you're tired enough after days of travel and hiking, sleep is not an issue. The point is, this reflection on Alaska in June is hopeful for me too. On January 1st, 2025, we were not scheduled to travel to Alaska in June. It was not on my radar. And look at what adventures the year held for us. And I would love to assume the same for 2026. I have not yet even imagined what adventures might come my way in the next 12 months. My wish for you this Christmas week is that you receive or go out and create for yourself all the good things you desire. Maybe it's adventures. For certain, it's hope and joy and love and warmth and compassion, light and rest and peace and happiness. I wish you all that and more, all the good things. And sometimes we already have some of those amazing things. We just need to be better about awareness and acknowledging them so that those good things keep coming. When we appreciate something, it grows. So I am reading the book, The Art of Gathering, by an author named Priya Parker. I started it before Thanksgiving, and it is lovely. I will admit I haven't gotten very far into it yet, but as I often say, hope springs eternal. One of my goals for 2026 is more nonfiction reading. One of the early passages in the book describes getting to the heart of why we gather, hence the name. Imagine with me the following conversation. Why are you getting together for the holidays? You answer, well, it's Christmas. And we go back and forth, right? Yes, but why do you get together at Christmas? Because we want to be together with family and friends. Okay, but why? Because it's tradition. Okay, but why? Because it's important to reconnect and celebrate. Because we want to show our loved ones we love them by honoring the traditions. Because it makes us and our loved ones happy. And we just want our family and loved ones to be happy. So, my Christmas wish for you this week and in 2026 is that you receive or create whatever good and positive things for you that you want for yourself to make you happy. That sounds pretty hopeful to me. Merry Christmas. If 2026 is your year to invest in yourself and explore coaching for organizing and productivity, I would love to hear from you. Drop me a line via email at colleen@peaceofmindpo.com or message me through my social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you next week.